Okay, so the SAT skill that we will be learning today is circle equations. Now, circle equations come in the same distinct standard form of x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared, all equal to r squared. Now, we can take certain values within this equation to determine certain aspects within when a circle is put within a coordinate plane. So we have h comma k will be the center of the circle in the coordinate plane, and r will be the radius of the circle from the center to a point on the outside. Now, the SAT will usually not give you the circle equation in this standard form, but they will still ask for you to find maybe the center of the circle, the coordinates of the center of the circle, or the radius r. And it's important to keep in mind that that r is squared in the standard form of the equation. So this is a example equation that the SAT may give you. So you have x squared plus y squared plus 16x minus 14y plus 49 equals 0. Now, what you need to do is put this equation in this standard form that we discussed. So you need to find a way to put this equation in that form. And usually this is going to involve something called perfect squares. What you need to do is group together the x's and the y's and try to arrange those so you can make a perfect square. So let's see. Here I took the x squared and the 16x and put that over here. I took the y squared and the minus 14y and put it over here. And then I also moved the 49 over here because we can just put that over there for now. And you'll see why later. So what you need to do is determine what you can add onto here to make this a perfect square and what you can add onto here to make that a perfect square. So let's look. So a perfect square is in the form x minus something squared. And if you distribute that out, you'll get x squared minus 2xh plus h squared. So you need something times 2, which h times 2 subtracted in the middle. Then you need to add a value squared at the end, and that's going to be some whole number. So in this x squared plus 16x, you have a 16x here. Now, if I add onto the end 64, okay, I've made a perfect square. Okay, now I can group that x plus 8 squared. Okay, x plus 8 squared. Now, if you see, I can square, just like in this form, I square x squared. X times 8 is 8x times 2 is 16x. And then 8 squared is going to be 64. So this makes this a perfect square. Okay? Now over here, I have y squared. And let me just draw the parentheses there just to show that they're separate. Now here I have y squared minus 14y. Now if I divide negative 14 by 2, I get negative 7. Now if I square negative 7, I get 49, or positive 49. So I can add 49 onto here. Now my perfect square will be y minus 7 squared. Okay, so minus 7 squared. Y minus 7 squared. Now you've always been told this in algebra that you need to do whatever you do to one side of an equation, you have to do to the other. And that reigns true here as well. So here we're adding 64, and we're also adding 49. So we're adding 64 and 49 to this side. We're going to have to add 64 and 49 to this side. Okay? So we need to add 49 plus 64. All right. And of course, negative 49 plus 49 is going to give you 0. 0 plus 64 is just going to be 64. So we can rewrite this equation out. X plus 8 quantity squared plus y minus 7 quantity squared, all equal to 64. All right, this cancels out. You're left with 64. Now we're in that standard circle equation form, and we can look for certain aspects of that equation to determine the center of the circle and the radius. Now we have h comma k. In standard form, we have x minus h, and here we have x plus 8. So the value of h will actually be negative 8. Okay, so you have negative 8. And then our value of k, y minus k, so here k is going to be 7. So in the center of this circle within a coordinate plane, the coordinate point will be negative 8, comma 7. Now for the radius. Now a lot of people just jump the gun and will say that the radius will be 64. However, you always need to be careful and know that this is an r squared up here. So r squared is what's equal to 64. Okay, and now if you square root both sides, you'll find that r is equal to 8. So you have your radius of 8 and your center negative 8, comma 7.